going to be sharing with you one pretty powerful, simple, and practical way that we can reduce tantrums, meltdowns, and really actually deepen our connection with ourselves and our children. Also, comment the word peace below or send me a direct message with the word peace if you're interested in receiving the free tools and resources and offerings, the free offering that I'm giving out right now to parents who are interested, that can help you to experience more peace in parenthood. So yeah, my name is Michelle Bowen. I am an elevator and a parent empowerment coach. I'm also an author of 2 books. The most recent one was published in December of 2023. It is my favorite of the 2 books. It is called Super Practical, Peaceful, and Empowered Parenting. So if you're interested in that, it is available. How can we reduce tantrums and meltdowns drastically, and how can we handle those from a higher level of emotional intelligence and from peace, and in a way where both parent and child leave the situation feeling more connected and empowered? So let's real briefly go over what we've been doing collectively and really ask ourselves, has it been working for us? And giving yourselves permission to also honor if it has, and if that's the trajectory you want to continue on. This is not about doing it one way or one way is right. It's more so letting parenthood be something that actually just gives you permission to fully be you without caring what other people, family members, etc. think. So what we've been doing for a long time when it comes to tantrums and meltdowns and whatnot, spanking, hitting, screaming, we've been programmed for many generations to respond in this, to react in this way, to not pause and self-regulate and really have a moment to see why we're triggered by their authentic expression. We have not really been conditioned at all in society as a collective to instead really go through a little mini process of self-inquiry to see why we are so triggered by their expression in this moment, or why we feel embarrassed about it, or why we feel enraged by their expression. Instead, we have been conditioned collectively to project however we're feeling and what we're believing and how we're defining this particular situation. We've been conditioned to project that onto our children. A lot of the reason why trying to fix or alter what they have going on from the energy of there's a problem, from the energy of something's wrong here, is because it perpetuates separation consciousness, and our children feel us more than they hear us. So when we walk over to our child, we may have the intention to peacefully and gently parent them right in that moment, like, okay, they are having a meltdown in the airport and I am triggered, but I'm doing this gentle parenting thing. So I'm going to go gently and gently move their arm and gently try to fix them and gently try to talk to them. But the thing is, though, if your energy is not genuinely gentle or at peace, right? If your energy is not genuinely that of joy or peace, even neutrality, right? If your energy is less than peaceful, they will feel that. And they are going to respond and react to the feeling, what they're feeling from you, more than anything else, right? So this is why when you watch any video I've ever created or anything, if you've partnered with me, you'll know that, like, I don't talk about how to change your child or even necessarily how to parent your child, because the infinite intelligence is flowing through you. What's meant to happen is, like, you're the perfect parent for your child. No one needs to tell you how to parent. But one of the things I do reiterate over and over again is that your energy is the leader of your relationship with your child. And so, because they feel you more than they hear you, right? And how you feel within yourself matters more when it comes to experiencing peace in parenthood than your actions and your words. So, you know, when we operate from any other energy other than peace, and when we try to fix these tantrums and meltdowns from any other energy than peace, that, you know, it just perpetuates the division we feel, the separation we feel between them, the disconnect, right? It amplifies the disconnect between us and our child. So what I'm proposing is what I call the double down method. It's just one of many, many things that you can have fun with, experimenting with. Double down method is just giving ourselves permission to have some fun when triggered by your child's meltdown, tantrum, or the power struggle that you feel brewing between you and them, to give yourself permission to, one, look within yourself and really speak to the situation from the perspective of, from the energy that you wish to be the outcome. If you want the outcome of whatever's happening between you and your child to be that of peace, then to give yourself permission to see what's happening from a peaceful perspective, right? And then the double down effect is that you then, not just focusing on yourself, which is powerful in and of itself, but you also give yourself permission to speak to your child, to speak even to the situation, in a way that gives your child access to hearing a perspective they also could have about the situation, right? And this works even for children who are infants and toddlers. It's like they might not be able to communicate verbally, but we can, and we can communicate both the negative and positive aspect of what's happening and choose which one we want to proceed from. And we also have an ability to tune into the negative and positive way our child may be viewing what's happening when they're screaming and yelling, and to have compassion for that negative perspective, but to also, speak to them, even if they can't speak, to speak that positive perspective to them to help them get more acquainted with it, right? Or to have a conversation with our teen about, or school-age child about those perspectives, and as a team see why, it's okay and valid to see things in a negative light, but to also give ourselves permission to come together and look at things from a solution-based, solution-oriented, peaceful, harmonious, and balanced perspective together as well. Therefore, giving ourselves permission to deepen our connection with our children in moments in the past where we may have experienced even more disconnect, just by way of letting our emotions completely control and dictate how we handle the situation. So it's like, honey, I totally see why you are seeing what's happening right now as XYZ, but I also want to invite you to see this aspect of it as well. And as we invite our children to see the positive, the silver lining, the optimism of whatever's happening, we're also opening ourselves up to being able to do the same in a moment where in the past we may have felt too blocked off or too closed to be able to even go there. And one of the reasons why this can have such a profound effect on our relationship with our child is because anytime we amplify unity, amplify coming together in the name of a peaceful outcome, anytime we do something that feels or communicate with our child in a way that's more soothing on our nervous system, it's always going to, or in my experience, it leads to coming together, amplifying wisdom, and also on both parties, all parties involved, and also deeper connection. And it also facilitates space where learning is more likely, right? It's very hard to really learn and get the message when the energy in the environment is feeling tense, rigid, chaotic, fearful. So if you have been attempting to break cycles of spanking, screaming, mom guilt, etc., for a long time, but are still looping those cycles, and you want some of the free tools and resources that I provide, comment the word peace or DM me the word peace, and I will get those to you. These freebies particularly deal with the fundamentals, as I've experienced it, of being able to respond from our peace, right? From the peace that you are at your core. And then these free resources, I feel, help us to get more skilled at methodically and strategically prioritizing our peace as parents in a world where we've been conditioned to believe basically that once you become a parent, you can go ahead and say goodbye to prioritizing peace or experiencing peace more consistently, right? It's just not true. It's true if we believe it, for sure, but it's not true if there's a desire within you to experience deep peace within parenthood and a deep connection with your child. Then know that it is possible.